Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we're going to be going over and talking about the 10.0.5 patch notes for the patch that is coming out next week. And with that, we are going to go through everything here. I'll give my thoughts on it a little bit and my opinions on it. And starting up first, we have the trading post. This is the major feature of this patch. Obviously, it's not like a huge content patch, right? But this is a very major feature, and this is the trading post. I'm going to do a video on the trading post before it comes out. This is going to come out on February 1st. So it comes out during the patch, but not on patch day. We'll read a little bit of it here. Trading posts complete monthly activities to earn currency toward decking out your characters and cosmetic transmog pets and mounts. New items and activities introduced every month. So this is essentially a monthly battle pass, right? This is to entice you to play the game more, right? But not even that. It is to entice you, but it's to give you a reason to play the game more. I guess you're working towards something that's completely optional. So normally in the game, like especially World of Warcraft, right, it would be like Azerite power. That was your daily thing that you work towards, making your neck stronger. They're trying to go away from that. And when I call it a battle pass, a lot of people are going to be turned off by that. But at least as of now, this is not like a paid battle pass or whatever. This is just, it's set up like a battle pass. So if you played like Fortnite or something like that, imagine, or Hearthstone, maybe you played Hearthstone more. That's a Blizzard game. There's a free tier of the battle pass. Imagine if there's only a free tier of the battle pass and not a paid tier like underneath it that had better stuff. Imagine if there's just the free tier, and at least as of now, that kind of looks like what it is. Now, does that mean in the future that they could do a paid tier? Perhaps, and I'll be against that if they do that. But as of now, this seems to be harmless and just something to do. And the fact that it's modeled after Battle Pass, I think, is just more of the idea of that's just kind of how people do things nowadays. It's like, oh, here's the reward track and everything like that. New set of traders will be moving into Stormwind and Orgrimmar. You'll find T&W, I guess that's the name, just outside the Mage District in Stormwind, and the Zenshari trading post next to Gramash Hold and Orgrimmar. To obtain these uniques, you'll need to acquire a new account-wide currency called Trader's Tender. This can be earned in two ways. Automatically each month, just by logging in and heading to the trading post. You can collect 500 traders every month from a chest called the Collector's Catch. By completing monthly activities in the Traveler's Log, a monthly set of activities provides the opportunity to earn up to 500 additional Trader's Tender. So this is like daily quest kind of thing, daily chores in a way, like not chores, but like I say daily quest, but it could be like to go kill an old boss or something, right? I'm just theoretically saying something there. Activities, and so you go do these things if you want to, but you don't have to do this. This is just the start of what we hope to be a rewarding new system. Players personalize their character and their experience within World of Warcraft. We're looking toward additional opportunities to provide the community with even more ways to add to their collections, express themselves wherever they go in Azeroth. This is mostly, like I said, this is cosmetic. It's going to be transmog. It's going to be old items. They're probably going to put like items that are not able to be obtained anymore on there. And it should be a pretty good thing. As long as they keep it not pay to win, it should be a pretty good thing, because then in that case, it's just content for people to do if they choose to. Optional content with cosmetic rewards. That's kind of what everyone's been asking for in a way. Now, people kind of prefer that through something like a Mage Tower, right? But this is like a even more casual way to do it, I guess. We have the Storm's Fury event. So this is a little bit of content. It's not something huge. From reading it, it appears that this is just it's kind of like an add-on to the current Primalist stuff going on, where you can get the 385 gear. This unlocks more pieces like trinkets and what did it say? Necks, ring, trinket, and neck. A toy, sigils, a mount, and a pet. So just adds more stuff to the current thing, really. It's like probably didn't make sense to have it in until you defeated Razagath for the storyline. This is in the Primalist future, so if you did the world boss that's in Valdrassus, you have to go to the Bronze Dragon Shrine there and click on a portal to go to the future. And this is the same thing. You'll have to go to the future, and then this is like a future that the Primalists won, and you'll be fighting them there for those rewards. Fixed an achievement issue with achievement for the class stuff. I'm not going to go through any of it. There's no Rep Paladin stuff anyways, which is what I mainly cover. None of this stuff should be new. This all should have been data mined before. I don't believe any of this is actually new class changes. These have all been data mined. Obviously, if you are interested, you can check out. I'll put the link in the description below if you are curious on any of these specific class changes. And I don't go over all of them because I'm not an expert in every class. Creatures and NPCs. So they're adding more rare enemies to kind of go in with and in the Primalist features and in other areas in the zones. And these are going to be like more strong rares, kind of like there's specific rares like in the Brackenhide Hollow area, for example, that drop good items and stuff like that. So they're basically adding more rares that can be killed and farmed that are more like, you know, for complete, you know, for a casual player, this could be a good way to get a piece of gear, right? Like 385 gear, something like that, to go along with the Primalist gear. So these are just like new elite areas, and they're going to have better drops essentially. Newly trained Draenei, Lightforge, Specialized in Rogue. Okay, so now you'll see like Draenei rogues and stuff, and High Mountain Tauren rogues around your cities. Holidays, so this is actually an interesting one. They finally added new rewards to the Trial of Style. This has been something that people have been wanting for a long time. So at least there's going to be something additional there. Now the first set that they ever had for the Trial of Style was not very good, at least not the plate one. We'll see here for this one. Lunar New Year, this isn't really a change, I don't think. I think this is just they added elders to the zone. There's elders in every new expansion that I know of. Well, maybe not. Maybe they didn't do this in like BFA and stuff. I can't remember. But they did add elders to the Dragon Isles, so that'd be cool. Making some slight changes to group loot. Nothing super big here. But this issue actually happened to my guild. Fixed an issue in some cases. Players would get less loot than they should on certain raid sizes. Yeah, that was unfortunate. The Revival Catalyst will be coming out. So this will be coming out literally next week on Tuesday. Let's actually read through this part. It's the northern side of Tierhold. That is exactly where it is. That's a very good description early. Basically, if you're flying to Tierhold and like you're looking at the raid entrance, it's to your left up on a big like Roman columns. There'll be one to the left and one to the right. It's the one to your left, which would be the north. That's where the catalyst is at. Each week, an account-wide quest will be available, which adds a charge. Progress towards this quest will require players to complete relevant raid, Mythic Plus PvP, and or world content. This can be done on a single character or combined across multiple characters on the account. Completion will then reward a separate charge for each character on the account, which includes any characters that get created in the future. Total number of charges that can be stored is 6. If a character vendor disenchanted or destroyed a Dragonflight Season 1 item that you want to use for the system, you can restore it. So if you're trying to catalyze something you accidentally sold, like a headpiece that you want to turn into a tier, you can actually, go get that back and use it. So that's good. They're going to make gray and white stuff for transmog. They'll be combined on equip. These items will now be combined on equip. That's pretty cool. Enchant illusions, all kinds of transmog stuff. Mage Tower is finally coming back. Mage Tower's return. Interested adventurers can speak to War Counselor Victoria and deliver its point in the Broken Shore to test their skills. Defeat the challenges, earn epic rewards, including Legion-themed class-specific armor sets, and the wondrous Soaring Spelltome mount. Mage Tower is recommended for level 70 adventurers. Some player versus player changes. The solo shuffle. This is interesting to talk about. Rating will be calculated per round in games with levers. Matchmaking value for each player in a match will be displayed on the scoreboard. A warning prompt will display the penalties for leaving if a player attempts to leave. Players who leave excessively will be subject to account review and suspensions, as abandoning matches repeatedly is a violation of terms of service via exploiting functionality to the detriment of the game environment. A lot of people are really happy with that. Profession changes, basically nerfing professions a little bit, making them a little bit easier, a little bit more obtainable, I guess, for certain players. Some fixes to the crafting UI panel, some changes to crafting orders themselves, some interface stuff as well, like talent windows. Nothing hyper interesting here, but obviously everything for accessibility is good. And then some companion app things. So this is actually a fairly big patch for 0.5. Obviously, the biggest thing, of course, being two actual content features, which is the trading post, which is going to be a big feature going forward as long as people like it. And, if people like the trading post, this is going to be a staple in the game, for years to come. And obviously the Stormsphere event is just kind of to progress the story a little bit. This is what happens if the Primalists win. its way to get some more items if this is how you're getting your gear. I did a video on how to get the 385, outdoor world gear. And this is just going to be an extension of that. You just go to the Primalist future to do it. So basically the same thing there. So that's this patch. It should be good. I expect that I will at least like the trading post. I'm hoping everyone does. And I hope it just is like a really seamless, fun thing to do to get rewards. So that way it's just like a little bit extra content to do. Something else to do in the game, especially on alt or whatever, if you like playing on your alt but you don't have much to do. I think it could be a really good thing going forward, but we'll see. But obviously we won't know until it's implemented. So I have high hopes for it. And, obviously with these 0.5 content patches, we never get too much content, but, hopefully these events maybe in the future are a little bit more fun, because this Primalist event, like, I don't know, it's not that fun for me just going and killing things and getting a currency and turning that in for loot. That's me personally. I don't know how you make that more fun. Maybe it is fun on all. Maybe I'm just not having fun because I'm doing it on something that's over geared. That could actually be the real problem there. So maybe I just shouldn't even comment on it. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Patch next week. Hope everybody has fun. Like I said, I'll do a video on the trading post itself, maybe get on the PTR, and talk about that a little bit more. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. That helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.